Hey there, this is John Anthony Francis Wilcox, and today is Saturday, the 7th of February 2026. Hope you're all doing well. What shall we talk about? How about the previous week? So, I should start, by the way, let's talk about what's coming ahead. So, today is my niece Candy's birthday, and Monday is the 2 year anniversary of my sister Nancy dying. And then the 11th, my friend Richie has a birthday. And on the 12th, it's both the birthday of my dear friend Susan Shelton and my beloved Donna Marie, who died back in 2018. My, that's a sad one. So, so that's what's to come. This week was an. I feel like I was working on 11 this week. I was really. I mean, I did my 5 videos as I always do, but I was determined. I wanted to get 4 complete reviews done for Prague Sheet and get them up and get them out. What did I review? I reviewed the new old Fleetwood Mac Live 1975, half of which was recorded in Storrs, Connecticut. That was the first year that had Buckingham and Nicks in the band, and it's a great mix of old and new material from that time of the Fleetwood Mac album. Has a couple of things off of Mystery to Me, Hypnotized, and Why. A great version of the Green Manalishi with the two-pronged crown, which I still think is my favorite Fleetwood Mac song. Um, Great take of Oh Well, and then they do a Buckingham Nicks song. They do a Chicken Shack song, Christine McVie's old band, and then they do some songs from the new album, and also Spare Me a Little off of Bare Trees, Spare Me a Little of Your Love. So very fine, nice performances. That's just great. I did that. I did the new album Coda from the Korean band YDBB that I'm just wild about. I adore this band. The YDBB stands for Yu Dabin Band, and Yu is, pardon me, I'm trying to not sneeze. Yu is the leader of the band, lead vocalist anyway, and it's a wonderful kind of sunshiny, beautiful pop singer-songwriter kind of thing with some rock in there too. It's just a beautiful album. Uh, Very tough to find though. I had to go through a lot of hoops and things like that to secure a copy. That was worth it. Then I reviewed um, Japanese band Muse's latest, sort of between an EP and an album called Four Seasons. That's kind of like prog, rock, jazz fusion, all instrumental outside of a few la las or ahs on 2 tracks. Fantastic, fantastic stuff. And then I reviewed, just for the fun of it, my nephew got me this at Christmas time. One of the things he got me was this Blu-ray set of the 3 Sailor Moon animated movies from 93, 94, 95. And so I wrote that up too. So it's good to get all those reviews done. I have to put together questions for Una McCormack, who is a science fiction writer who writes Star Trek novels and Doctor Who novels, among other work. So we talked online, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm happy to do this. So I'm gonna do that and other stuff." So did that work-wise during the week. Did a lot of art. Put up some photography that I did, new and old, and some food photography because people seem to like that. But also, I was pleased. I went out Thursday with my friend Bob and because I wanted to go to Patel Brothers in Norwalk, which is an Indian grocer, and I was so happy to be out and to be in there. I love that store that I was singing all the time. I would hold like I got some paneer, and I was like, "Oh, I've got some paneer." I was singing about what I was doing all through the store. And people would give me a look like, "We got a crazy wheelchair guy." But it was wonderful to be in there. They had moved a few things around in that, but it was just a great experience. I got a lot of good stuff, and I had Bob go 2 doors over to the Peruvian restaurant and get me a container of ahi, not to be confused with the fish. It's sort of like a creamy, slightly spicy seafoam green thing you put on, and I got some naan bread and paratha and chapati and some pitas to put this on, and we've gone through most of it between the two of us since Thursday because it's just so good. And I got these huge pitas, almost the size of like an album, and there were great packages of them, and they were nice and fresh and soft. And it was 2 packages for $3. How could I not get that? So it was a delight to be there and get that. It was a delight to be out. Bob, it's nice to see him, and his partner Martha was there too. She showed up at the store, so it was great to see both of them. Had a lovely time. So that was nice. So also this week of significance to me, today I had a lovely talk with my dear, dear friend Suzanne, who I adore. And I talked to Roz, and I talked to Susan, and I briefly talked to Ari, and I talked to Daniela this week, and I'm trying to think of who else. Did I talk to Todd, or was that last week? I'll probably talk to Mike either later today or tomorrow. And I had a lovely call from my friend Lynn yesterday, so that was nice to catch up. And beyond that, like I said, I've been doing art and that. I wrote a fun dance lyric called Rocket Fuel that I'm not allowed to tell you why it's called that, but it's funny. And I'll also talk with my nephew Timmy. Always great to hear from Timmy. It's my nephew. I love my nephews and my nieces and all of that. So, is that everything? Well, there's been a lot of horrible stuff going on in the country and the world. So I've actually gone out of my way to watch less of it. That doesn't mean I'm uninvolved. I still, sign my petitions and voice my voice on things, but I don't need to get hit with that sledgehammer of bad crap from a bunch of vile people. So I've made a conscious, I was just watching some a new thing on Korean TV. I'm very curious. They have a new cookie they've made called a Chewy Dubai cookie. That's the rage in Korea. I don't know why it's called a Dubai cookie. Doesn't matter. Look really good. I watched a special on it. I would love to have one. I don't know where I would get one because they were created in this bakery in Korea, and it's like taken off all through Korea. Chewy Dubai cookie. And so I was watching that. I was watching some uh, Japanese TV. I should say, I have to make mention, I know I probably mentioned it too much, but I'm very engaged in this new Star Trek Starfleet Academy show. And the the episode this week, which was the fifth, so we're already halfway through the season, had to do with Deep Space Nine, a favorite show of mine. I always thought that Deep Space Nine is sort of the poetic, spiritual Star Trek, and it deals with that. And if you are a fan like me of Deep Space Nine, this episode will really resonate with you, and I will tell you nothing about that. You should see it. It's worth your time. So, I think I'm going to stop talking now. And thank you for putting up with me. I love you all, and I will see you next time.